How's it going, creeps? Welcome back to Cinema Creep. Cinema Creep is a place where we discuss, dissect, and review all things vile, disgusting, and downright terrifying in the world of horror cinema. Tonight's review is about a series that shows the cruelties of capitalism, the elites preying upon the lower classes, and the mentality of the blood-sucking upper society elites trampling those below them. And no, I'm not talking about Mr. Beast's new game show. We're talking about something so much better. We're talking about Squid Game Season 2. With higher stakes, deadlier games, and more layers of psychological torment, Squid Game Season 2 hits Netflix harder than Dale Sr. hit the wall. R.I.P. King. Creeps, just when you thought the games were over, Squid Game has returned for a second season to remind us why we never trust anyone, especially when there's prize money involved. But does Squid Game Season 2 live up to the first season's hype? Let's get into it right now. In a very short season run with only 7 episodes, Squid Game Season 2 is packed with action from beginning to end. Season 2 picks up right where the chaos left off. Song Ji-hoon, our battered and almost broken protagonist from Season 1, is back. Haunted by his experiences from the games and enraged by the system's cruelty, he's on a mission to take down the sociopathic masterminds behind the game. Meanwhile, a new group of contestants find themselves trapped in a fresh round of these twisted games, each with their own motivations and dark secrets. And let me tell you, this isn't just a replay of Season 1, it's deeper, darker, and full of more tension and twists than Season 1 ever was. I feel like they really started nailing this on Season 2. The acting overall was pretty great. I mean, there are a few really corny moments, but I chalk it up to how things are translated from Korean to English and some potential cultural relevance that I may or may not be aware of. I think the entire cast did a great job. Lee Jong-jae, who plays our protagonist, Song-ji, is a fucking powerhouse. He can go from total emotional wreckage to a stoic quicker than you can say dachi. He has a truly well-written character arc in the second season as the everyday vigilante. Another one of my favorite performances in the show is from Gong Yo, who plays the game's recruiter. He's an absolute menace in the beginning episodes where he is testing the homeless population by having them make a choice between food or a lottery ticket. Also, his Russian roulette scene with Jong-jae is excellent. This dude can act. This is my second favorite performance from him, with my number one performance, of course, being Train to Busan. That guy, I want to see him in more stuff. I would love to see what it looked like if he crossed over to American horror cinema. Also, the front man is back, played by Lee Byung-hun. And I know I'm probably butchering these names, but he does a fantastic job at delivering a sinister performance while trying to maintain a friendly persona while being incognito as one of the players. This dude is excellent as well, and I would watch him in anything. I equally like the show creators' commitment to careful and authentic casting for the show. For example, the character of Thanos, who I thought added a nice touch to the lineup of players, was portrayed by a ex-K-pop star who has been rejected by his country for allegedly using marijuana 9 years ago. This is a true story. It's unfortunate, but I had to look it up. It's pretty gnarly. And I like how they didn't shy away from casting this guy as a drug user in the show. Isn't it crazy how they vilify a guy for smoking weed in South Korea, but here in the United States, you can buy a Snoop Dogg line of clothes at Walmart? For 7 short episodes, the writers do a great job at character development, as you're introduced and giving a backstory for probably 24 characters, which not only deepens the plot, but it also raises the stakes, because some of them have some stories that you really get sucked into, and you want to see them win, or at the very least, not die. Visually, Squid Game Season 2 is a feast. The show's production team has outdone themselves, creating arenas that are as nightmarish as they are stunning. The sheer scope of everything they create for the show makes sense and makes me understand why it has been 3 years since Season 1's release. The Weird States Labyrinth is one of my favorite set pieces I have seen in modern cinema, or television for this specific sake. It's both cheerful but eerie as you know what lays on the other side of it. It really gives you that liminal space anxiousness. The set designers should win all the fucking awards because you can tell that they poured their heart and soul into designing the sets for Squid Game. The cinematography is also top-notch, and it looks damn good in all 7 episodes. Some of my favorite shots being those at night in the players' bunk rooms. I also really like the cinematography during the merry-go-round scenes. With a mix of slow motion and regular speed shots, I thought that added a nice touch and added on to the drama as you saw certain players being eliminated. The sound design is killer, and the score and music are equally great, with that song during episode 5. You know the song. It's a fucking banger. As I mentioned earlier, the story is great here as it dives deeper into the human psyche than Season 1. Season 2 shows layers beneath the carnage, critiquing society, politics, and exposing prejudices. It digs deeper into the consequences of greed and the abuse of power and the soul-crushing effects of inequality. Season 2 showcases the exploration of rebellion. Ji-hun's quest to dismantle the games adds a layer of resistance to the narrative, raising the stakes, and leaves me hoping for much more than just survival for the characters. Normally, I'll take my entertainment without politics involved because fuck that noise, but when it fits, and I think sometimes the ideas are important to include in a show as big as Squid Game, and with that, I will say there is a reason it's here, and it's to drive the story forward and create deeper emotional connections with its characters. It works here for me. So overall, I was really stoked on Squid Game Season 2, and I highly recommend it. I'm going to rate it 4 out of 5 creeps, and it probably would be 4.5 or 5 out of 5 creeps if it was longer than 7 episodes. And that's it. That's my review. With that said, don't forget to let me know how many creeps you would rate Squid Game Season 2 down in the comments. And while you're down there, also let me know what your favorite game from this show is as well. Mine is probably the merry-go-round game. Love that one. Also, don't forget to check the description for cool ways to help support the Cinema Creep channel. Last but not least, do not be a chud and like the video if you liked it. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any more killer content here from Cinema Creep. And that's it. As always, stay creepy, and I will see you on the next one. See ya.